In addition to his audacious progressive views, Zohran Mamdani's campaign for mayor of New York is already garnering media attention due to its intriguing family history. 5 years after his father, Mahmoud Mamdani, had returned from exile, Zohran was born in Kampala, Uganda. One of the most renowned political theorists in Africa, Mahmoud was banished from Uganda in 1972 by dictator Idi Amin due to his Indian ancestry. After he voiced his disapproval of their policies, Milton Obate's government went so far as to completely revoke his citizenship later in 1984. In 1986, stateless but unfazed, Mahmoud returned with a resolve to rebuild. Meanwhile, Miara Naye, the celebrated director of Mississippi Masala Monsoon Wedding, is Zohran's mother. Yes, the Mira Na, who long before he was considered the sexiest man alive, made Denzel Washington swoon on screen. Making movies is a sickness that requires illness, and I'm really ill. Together, they are a formidable duo. Both Harvard graduates are well-known worldwide and have strong passions for activism and the arts. It is not surprising that their son was raised surrounded by discussions about politics, justice, and storytelling, sometimes all at once, given that Mahmoud is currently a professor at Columbia University. The family first lived in Uganda before relocating to South Africa when Zohran was 5 years old, and then to New York when he was 7. He was already proficient in navigating cultural, political, and literal worlds by the time he started high school. After graduating from Bronx High School of Science, he continued his education at Bowdoin College in Maine, where he obtained a degree in Africana Studies. Prior to entering politics, Zohran fought evictions throughout New York City as a housing counselor. He has called that period of time transformative, the moment when his dreams came true. Here's the twist, though. He was creative as well. Under the moniker Mr. Cardamom, Zohran was creating hip-hop music for a while, fusing the gritty realities of the city with his mother's creative influence. Cut it up. Mir has even taken a break from filming over the past year to help her son run, preparing chicken and biryani for campaign volunteers. As his 79-year-old father puts it, "We hadn't bargained for being parents of a prospective mayor." His smile. One of New York City's greatest political surprises was just pulled off by Zohran Mamdani. It was a resounding win in the Democratic mayoral primary with a vision that resonated with every New Yorker. He prevailed. Although he has been in the spotlight concentrating on his main point of lowering the cost of living in New York, another person also subtly attracted public attention. Yes, Zohran is married to his wife. Moreover, Rama Duwaji, his spouse, is a Syrian artist with a remarkable creative background. I also have to thank my amazing wife. Now, his campaign wouldn't have told you that. Zohran was so focused that he hardly mentioned his private life. We must gain support. People were therefore intrigued when Rama stood by his side during her first significant appearance on election night. Who is she? The talented Syrian artist Rama is an illustrator and animator, it turns out. In addition to creating posters for events throughout the city, her work has been featured in the Washington Post and the New Yorker. In essence, she is the type of person who uses her art to express more than any press conference could. And good for her, to be honest. How did these two get together then? Not at some gallery opening, nor through politics. In fact, Hinge is where they first met. Yes, exactly. You've most likely deleted and reinstalled the dating app a dozen times. I still have hope in those dating apps because I met my wife on Hinge. Are you paying attention, Hinge PR team? They're already married too. In an interview, Zohran revealed that they were married in a civil ceremony at the city clerk's office earlier this year. However, they first celebrated with Rama's family in Dubai. Images from the occasion depict a happy assembly. Furthermore, the venue wasn't particularly extravagant in contrast to what some internet critics said. Ceremonies there reportedly cost roughly $72.00 per person, thus is essentially the same as Manhattan's dinner and drinks. However, trolls began to circulate after the relationship was made public. They chastised Rama for using her art to promote the pro-Palestine movement and accused Mamdani of concealing his wife. Some even attempted to portray their celebration in Dubai as a scandal of some kind. Donnie, the mother, wouldn't have it. He confronted the issue head-on and shared images from their civil ceremony on Instagram. "I married the love of my life, Rama, 3 months ago," he wrote. Right-wing trolls are now attempting to turn this race, which ought to be about you, into one about her, and he continued. Rama is more than just my spouse. She deserves to be recognized on her own terms because she is an amazing artist. You can criticize my opinions, but not those of my relatives. A strong and unambiguous answer. We must rise and defend ourselves. Rama posted a charming message on Election Day, despite the fact that she has largely remained silent throughout this. It included a photo carousel, some cute pictures from an Eid celebration taken in a photo booth, a traditional selfie with an I voted sticker, and even a picture of Zohran from her early years that would look great in a campaign ad. She couldn't be more proud of her caption. How adorable is that? Oh, speaking of influential people in New York, let's discuss the woman who could be his biggest political rival, but not in that sense. Even though Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is influencing the city's next mayor, her personal life has recently drawn equal attention. Hi there, everybody. I, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, am proud to declare Zohran Mamdani the frontrunner for the position of mayor of New York City. Although Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her fiancé Riley Roberts have been together since 2022, their relationship actually started long before AOC gained notoriety. While attending Boston University, they first crossed paths more than 10 years ago. It wasn't some dramatic meet-cute either. As AOC herself described it, it was more akin to true nerdy fashion. The two would attend coffee and conversations, a weekly student town hall where topics ranged from the most recent pop culture to the war in Afghanistan. And you know what? Riley wasn't merely a quiet backseater. Eric Baker, a friend of AOC's from college, claims Riley intentionally stirred things up. He would express a thought-provoking viewpoint merely to provoke thought. According to Baker, he thrived on intellectual debate and was likely smarter than anyone you've ever met. Sounds powerful? Evidently, AOC cherished that energy. It's a bold move. However, they broke up after college. She remained on the East Coast while he returned to Arizona. Until they got back in touch in 2015, it appeared that chapter had ended. The couple eventually reconnected, and Riley eventually relocated to New York, working remotely from their Bronx apartment, AOC's mother revealed to the Daily Mail. By 2022, AOC had grown beyond its status as a rising star. She was a major force in politics. Sometimes you're the underdog until you're not, you know? Riley made the decision to pop the question at that point. Here's the twist, though. AOC wasn't convinced by the concept right away. In fact, she told him that he would need to win her over. To be honest, I adore that vibe. Given how drastically their lives had changed, Alexandria acknowledged that she needed to be persuaded. Ultimately, though, she noticed something uncommon. Her success did not threaten Riley. He even celebrated it. While on a visit to her family's Puerto Rican hometown in April 2022, they became engaged. Indeed, Alexandria acknowledged the news on X, stating, "At this time, no further information is available. Before we start planning, we're taking a moment to enjoy this moment." Who is Riley Roberts then? To begin with, he is originally from Arizona and attended BU to study finance and sociology. Following graduation, he worked as a UX growth consultant and assisted small businesses with website development. Additionally, he has supported AOC behind the scenes using those skills, particularly in her early campaigns. He's the type of guy who would rather avoid the limelight. And now you know why you hardly ever see him on our social media. I admit that posting makes me anxious. Not as frequently as I used to, I guess. The couple wants to maintain a low profile despite their lengthy history together. One of AOC's college pals even acknowledged that she was unaware of their relationship until years later. Riley hardly ever appears at public gatherings or on social media. He is occasionally mistaken for a campaign volunteer rather than her fiancé. He plays a significant role in the AOC support system, though. Riley is adored by her mother, who describes him as loving and helpful, and says he was a huge help during the election, someone who walks her to work, keeps her company late at the office, and even acts as her unofficial bodyguard. According to those close to AOC, is her grounding force. That's the commitment of a real-life romantic comedy. Americans don't have many demands. All they're requesting is political assistance to get by. I am capable of doing this. You can, I'm sure. According to AOC, Riley didn't freak out when she took on her authority, in contrast to some of the men she had previously dated. He leaned in instead. He's been really involved, she told GQ, and he's not just following her journey, he's in it with her, taking advantage of their experiences to develop